Hello, hello there. My name is Murray with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. The rocks on my wrist, that thing you can't resist. Cash flow, draining in the haters, hating on my gist. Riding in your face, looking like I found a damn genie, riding in my Lamborghini. As always, I'm calling my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Do you know what the snippet of what that song,
Yes,
those lyrics that
because
song was
we
from?
discussed this about 2 minutes ago.
That's from KSI's Lamborghini. As today we will be reviewing KSI in Real Life,
Correct.
the documentary
On Amazon
just
Prime.
debuted on Amazon Prime. We've given it a watch.
We have.
These are our thoughts
Yep.
on the general themes of the documentary, on, I don't want to say the characters, on the people
Yes.
involved, on the YouTube drama, on all of KSI's success, trials and tribulations throughout his career, which of course isn't over yet. Not over yet,
No.
Corey. That's another KSI song. There
It
you
is.
go. I'm 2 for 2. Now, how familiar are you with YouTube and media sensation, Mr. Knowledge, Strength and Integrity?
I would say I'm very familiar with
Okay.
KSI. Been following him for, well, probably about nearly over 10 years.
Wow.
Fan for a while. I was fanning like the Harlem Shake days.
Oh, nice. You were a fan during that. You were an OG
Yeah.
KSI fan. You've seen his journey.
Yep.
You've seen the rise to fame.
Good old,
Mr.
you know,
Knowledge.
good old knowledge, good old horror games with Deji, good old
Yeah.
start of the Sidemen,
Mm-hmm.
good old Bald Ski,
Boldsky, yeah.
and
The other
whatever,
one.
whatever's happened there.
Exactly.
Loads of stuff.
Boldsky.
Bald Ski was great.
Sure, Boldsky is great. However, we're here to talk about the documentary.
Yes.
The documentary that many people have... KSI's got a couple of documentaries in his time.
Yep.
He had Can't Lose. Did you watch Can't Lose?
Not seen, can't lose.
Okay. Can't Lose is also on Amazon if you want to watch it.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it after this. But we are discussing in real life his most personal... I feel like... I've seen bits of Can't Lose. I feel like
Yeah.
Can't Lose is more constructed as kind of like a... I'm going into boxing now. This is a big success for me. Whereas in
Yeah.
real life, it's kind of like... I'm not a good person.
Yeah, it's very much kind of stripped back.
Strip back.
Here's everything that like isn't good with what's going on currently, pretty much.
Or what's going on with me currently and how bad I feel about it. And how I feel like I'm sort of emotionally disconnected from the work itself. And
Yeah.
I feel like I've got something to prove here. And I feel like the restriction of my family, or the fact that my family is, no one's saying not supportive of him.
Yeah.
But he's had a very strict upbringing, which not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, and it's that kind of classic thing of like whenever people go into some of like creative industry, you'll sometimes get it where like you decide, right, I'm going to make a film, and you spend so long making a film, but you kind of forget about everyone else, and you kind of distance yourself. And that's kind of also with him and like boxing and music. He spends so much time on that, but he can't do other things like have a relationship or develop that kind of thing with his brother and his family, because he spends so much time doing other stuff. He doesn't have that kind of all the time outside. Whereas to us, looks great. He's doing festivals. He's doing Reading, Leeds, and Wembley, and it's like a fun time. He's doing a Sideman every single week, going on holidays, and £100,000. It's great. But and then it kind of pulls it back and goes, yeah, but I've also got like all this baggage, but it's just here that I also have to deal with.
Yeah, and that is this documentary. It's all of the baggage that he self-confesses and says that he comes with a lot of baggage, and that's the reason why he can't really get involved in a close relationship, let's say. A close relationship, or he has a very tight-knit group of friends, and that doesn't extend very far. We get a sort of glimpses in that also.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of like if you know the YouTube sphere, you sort of pop for the names that sort of come up. Like Randolph appears a couple of times if you know Randolph.
Hello, Randolph.
Nottingham lad.
Yep.
Himself, rapper.
He is.
Musician.
Correct. Pokemon card collector.
YouTuber. Podcast host.
Correct.
Randolph. We see a clip of What's Good as well.
Hello,
we see
What's
a clip
Good?
Of What's Good.
Yep.
We see a clip of What's Good with Simon and Randolph. We see, I think Josh appears. No, I don't think Josh does appear. I think it's Harry, sorry. Harry and Vic show up
Yeah.
for a bit. I don't think we get Josh.
No.
I want to say Calix or Calfreezy turns up at some point.
Yeah, you get, well, obviously you get Deji in it.
Deji, yeah, big part of it. Big part of it.
I'm trying to think of like all the clips it shows from the videos. Because it shows the Family Feud clip.
Yeah.
Which is Simon on the other side.
Yeah, Simon, yeah. I think Josh turns up in that, but it's not like there's no documentary footage of...
No.
So most of the Sidemen aren't the focus. They get one line.
Yeah,
they mention say that JJ is part of a YouTube group called the Sidemen, and they're running a delivery business, a takeout business.
They've got their own like fast food-ish place.
Sides.
Yeah, but you can get delivered, or you can go to like pop-up places and get it.
Yeah, sure.
And a vodka business.
And XIX, yeah, SX vodka.
SX is in this.
Oh yeah, SX, yes.
Because he tells you told him about.
Recording artist, yeah.
Correct.
And rapper.
Yep. See, we know music.
Yeah, of course we know music. Yeah, we're great at music. And it expands to how many businesses KSI has running. But he says that it's the emotional weight of he's doing this because he feels like he needs to prove something, push something, almost. If he doesn't have anything, then he just stagnates.
He said it in I can't remember when this is. This is a Logan Paul podcast, Impulsive.
Impulsive, yes.
He went on that probably about a year ago now. He says the reason why he does things is because he wants a legacy. He keeps telling himself that, and that's what he wants. Something when he's gone or when he stops, he wants something to be left. Which, I mean, in fairness, he has, but that's why he also keeps doing stuff. Because he wants something to be left when he's gone, which is why he keeps doing music and boxing and all these other kind of various things. And in the documentary, he also says that they're at the point where they can do whatever they want and it will make a lot of money because they're that hot.
Yes.
Like trading cards.
That are indeed, yeah. Pokemon cards or whatever they're running now.
And other various stuff they've done.
Of course. And how they can afford, £10,000 trips to Dubai.
Yeah.
And trips to expensive hotels and expensive... islands or whatever they're doing now, something like that.
Yes. Every single week.
Every single Sunday. Shout out to you, Sidemen Sundays.
Yep, because you've got that, you've got Reacts, you've got more Sidemen, you've only got KSI's own channel, Side Plus, there's a bunch of stuff they're
service,
doing.
KSI, they have JJ on GWT, which is his secondary channel just for, Reddit videos and whatnot.
Pretty much. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that man does.
Exactly, a whole bunch of stuff. And not only, we've talked about the music.
Yep.
He's got a successful musician career. He goes to, you just mentioned, he goes to
I think it's Reading.
Reading, yeah.
Reading or Leeds, one of the two.
But I think it is Leeds.
Yeah.
Quite a big crowd turnout, of course, Stormzy. I saw, what name did I see on that? There was a scene of him looking at...
the list.
It was Biffy Clyro. There was a scene of him looking at a list of the lineup. He's like, oh man, look at all these names, man. And he's naming people. And Biffy Clyro's on there.
Yeah.
He doesn't say Biffy Clyro. Come on, JJ, you know who Biffy Clyro is. Say Biffy Clyro's name. Give Biffy Clyro a name.
Do you reckon KSI mons the Biff?
Maybe he does. Maybe he does. But he didn't say Biffy Clyro, and I'm like, oh, Biffy Clyro's on that card. Say Biffy Clyro.
But no, I remember actually when he was. I also didn't go. I didn't go to Reading or Leeds. But I remember when it's announced, and it was quite a bit of a
frequent gig goer.
I'm more of a gig than a festival man. But I remember it was announced, and I remember people being like, "This is a bit weird. This is odd. This is unexpected." I was kind of like, "Well, it makes sense because people are going to go on."
He's a musician. Yeah, I feel like the term you took, this will be a bit of a long-winded one.
Yeah.
But recently, the brother of Logan Paul, Jake Paul,
correct,
fought Tommy Fury.
Literally like 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago as we're recording this. 2 days ago. If you watched the fight?
No. But I know what happens in it.
Okay.
But I'm not paying whatever it was.
Spoilers. Oh, I watched it legally. There's, of course, Jake Paul did lose by a decision to Tommy Fury. I think it was the right decision. Tommy Fury did edge him out on several rounds, but we're not a boxing program. We're not a boxing program, but we can comment on it because JJ did have had a couple of fights, and however. Jake Paul loses Tommy Fury, and there's an argument of, is Jake Paul a boxer now? Is he still a YouTuber? He wants to be called a boxer. He has several boxing fights. He says he's never fought a professional, blah-de-blah. But I feel like the age of today, the age of now, you can't just have one thing.
No.
You have to branch. You have to increase your standing. You have to get more in this and more in that, this or that,
To be fair, I feel like that's the thing with most celebrities anyway. Because how many people have got books? Some people I have one-offs, right? You've got people like...
is Jeremy Clarkson a novelist?
Well, that's what I mean.
Or is he a television presenter?
You have people like Richard Osman, who I would call an author because he's releasing loads of books, a complete series.
An author?
He's got 3 books.
Is he a television personality who writes books?
It's both.
is JJ a boxer or is he a YouTuber who has boxing fights?
Also, he's both. I would say. Well, technically he is because he's professionally. He does. His boxing fights were professional and were sanctioned and were done properly. So technically, he is a professional boxer. He's not a ranked boxer, but he is technically a professional. But like you get, it happens with everyone. Some people write like one autobiography and we're done. Some people write one fiction book, like Lenny Henry writes kids' books, or Dave Williams writes kids' books, and they're just both. They're an author and a entertainer or an actor or whatever. You can wear multiple hats, pretty much. It just depends on what you're doing. It also depends on how you find them, because some people might not even know he's a YouTuber, and then they just hear his song on the radio and go, "Oh, that's really good." And to them, KSI is a musician, and not a guy who walks around in a saxophone with an afro and a massive gold suit.
And does plays the saxophone on top of a table or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever that video is. Get Hyper.
Yeah.
KSI is a musician to them.
Yes.
And it's because of these branching out into different media endeavours, let's call it, like music and presenting and whatnot. Like KSI's been on television.
Yes.
He's been on national TV.
Correct.
Not only on chat shows like Good
Lorraine
Morning
Kelly.
Britain, Lorraine.
Yeah.
He was on BBC Breakfast one morning as well.
He was. He did. What was it? He didn't do it wasn't a New Year's thing. It was at some awards, I think, where he would perform with like other like Billie Eilish and stuff. I think. It was
Right.
Like an awards ceremony where he performed and stuff. Has he been nominated for like big awards? I don't know if he has.
I wouldn't know.
I might have to Google that.
I wouldn't know. You have a look.
I'll have a Google.
I'll talk about the documentary.
Yes.
But the themes of fame and the way that fame can not only put so many eyes and give you so many opportunities, but also give you quite a lot of backlash.
Yes.
There was a lot of quite horrible, I can say quite horrible racist remarks and racist comments that were made against him, which is just disgusting and completely horrible.
Yep. I mean,
and I can't believe how in 2023 or whenever he said that that guy followed him for like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
I want to say so, maybe 2022, late 2021.
Yeah.
But still, it's inexcusable. No matter how, it's completely intolerable.
Yep.
And I cannot stand for the fact that that people still have the things to behave like that in this day and age. It's completely disgusting.
So KSI was nominated for 2 Brit Awards last year.
Oh, excellent.
It's the thing is, we see this, right? It happens with a lot of stuff, and again, it's mainly because people view YouTubers as people who sit down and do nothing and whatever. Yeah. We see it. I mean, Logan Paul came to wrestling, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's a YouTuber, don't know what he's doing."
Yeah,
but
of course.
It's fantastic. It's great because people just assume that because they're YouTubers, they're not going to put work in, or they're not going to put in effort.
Logan Paul for the. I don't want to plug our secondary show, but because this is our other hat.
Yeah.
This is our other hat we put on. But is Logan Paul a WWE superstar, or is he a YouTuber who is also a WWE superstar?
Again, when he's in that ring,
got a contract with them.
When he's in that ring, he's a WWE superstar. He's
fought
for a main championship. He has fought Roman Reigns.
He's most likely going to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Exactly. He has done again. He's accomplished enough to be counted as
Yes, I feel like that's the same thing for KSI.
Yeah. He's a number 1 artist. Is KSI?
Of course. He's accomplished enough
Yeah.
to be considered a professional boxer in his field, to be considered a musician.
Musician 100%. Like I say, he's a number 1 artist.
Yeah.
At that point, you
He's
have
won
to be.
awards, he has to be. He is a musician. KSI is a musician. There's no argument about that.
Yeah.
And not a bad boxer either.
No.
I enjoyed 2 fights. 2 fights one night. I was about to say 2 nights, 1 fight, but I enjoyed 2 fights one night.
Yeah.
If you did as well.
Again, didn't watch it live, but I went back and watched. I think most of them fights ended up on YouTube anyway for free.
Yes, they did. They were
by the actual channel.
They were the day after, actually.
Yeah.
They were all posted the day after, completely full.
So I watched that.
Deji got that win as well, and they show the clip of that.
It's 5 a night.
Yeah, they show
that was my 5 a night.
the clip of him versus Fuzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show. They say that Deji lost his fight against Wasabi, which he did.
Yes, he did.
And they say his next fight against Fuzi, he won.
He won.
And they show that clip, and then afterwards, the last thing they show is an interview between KSI and Deji, where Deji tries to put KSI over and say, "No, this man, he's a king. This man's a legend, and this is his win tonight." And then KSI puts his arm around his shoulder and says, "No, this is our win tonight. We won this night together." And I really enjoy that unifying moment because that entire, if you were people might remember who watch YouTube or were around the British YouTube sphere while this was going off.
Yep.
This was like watching a car crash in slow motion.
It wasn't great.
Seeing all this happen
Yeah.
from one. If
Yeah.
only Simon had been faster on that buzzer,
If-
none of this would have happened.
Well, either that, or if you've seen the What's Good clip, if KSI hadn't jokingly told Randolph that was the answer about half an hour ago.
Right.
Have you seen that clip?
No, I haven't.
So on the day they were doing that, because obviously KSI is the host.
Shall we give some context to people?
Yes.
The Sidemen run with Randolph and with a couple of other YouTubers who aren't associated with the Sidemen as guests. We're running a Family Fortunes
Correct.
kind of spoof YouTube video. KSI is the host.
Yes,
and he says,
I can't remember what character it is.
No idea. And he says, name a dead YouTube channel.
Correct.
And a dead YouTube channel is like one that isn't getting views.
So we're not getting views.
Not doing well.
Or it's like inactive.
Inactive.
Yeah.
Name a dead YouTube channel, KSI asks.
Yep.
Randolph hits the button and says Deji.
Correct.
Which is KSI's brother.
Yes.
Simon is very shocked.
Yep.
The Sidemen panel are very shocked. Simon repeats, that's family.
Yep.
That's family.
So
and there's shocked faces all around.
the same day, KSI, I think, messaged Randolph going, "This is the question. Should I ask this?" Not knowing that Randolph's going to be asked a question, and he jokingly goes, "Oh, the answer's Deji," laughing face, as a joke. So when Randolph went up and he heard that, he went, "I know what the answer is. It's Deji." So he says it, and then that ends. And then, but also Deji wasn't aware of that.
No, he wasn't aware that
wasn't
was
aware
said at all.
that was the
Deji responds
thing
to Randolph
in the video. Yes.
and says, Randolph, you got slates him. Randolph decides, as most men will do, to respond with a diss track.
Correct.
As it was the time of the year.
Yes, this is roughly
It was
around
the
about
time of the season.
the same time or afterwards, after all the Sidemen were dissing each other.
Yes, because JJ was leading the Sidemen and it was all Ethan's fault.
Yes.
Then Ethan Payne responds with a diss track.
Correct.
KSI responds with a diss track.
Yeah.
Harry decides to get involved.
Harry gets involved. Simon gets
posts a diss
involved.
track.
Deji gets involved.
Deji posts several diss tracks against Simon.
Yeah.
Simon posts several diss tracks against Deji.
And at some point, my favourite Vic gets involved.
Vic
For
gets
some
involved
reason.
versus Deji, I think, as well.
so.
That's a diss track against
I think so.
Deji, and he's riding around in a little red car with a Minecraft pig.
Yeah.
Then, so it's Randolph and Deji. They're having a bit of a scrap.
Yeah.
And JJ decides not to stand on the sidelines and probably, just say, "Hey guys, pack it in."
Yeah.
He sits on Randolph's side and says, "Oh yeah, my friend, he's all one of this on Deji, my own brother." Da,
Yep.
da, da. Deji doesn't respond very well,
Nope.
and the situation is exacerbated,
Yes.
made worse
Yep.
by several videos back and forth from JJ and Deji, getting increasingly in length
Yeah.
to the point where you're watching an hour and a half videos where they're breaking down each other's points against each other, and I'm thinking, can there be no contact between you that isn't on YouTube publicly for the world to see? However, there would have been, as it was Christmas that year.
Yes, yes, it was.
JJ just starts to come round to his parents' house where his brother lives.
Yep.
Go through that gate and walk right into the house where Deji is making several threats against him.
Yep.
And they're threatening each other. And JJ says he's going to break his computer or something to that effect. They're both recording it, because of course you are.
Yeah.
And Deji goes into his room, locks the door, and hides with his computer because he thinks JJ's in a rage and will smash it up.
Yep.
And then he leaves.
Well,
JJ says he leaves angry.
Deji tells him to leave.
Yes.
And then everyone. This is the only issue with this whole situation because again, KSI, massive YouTuber, big YouTuber and British.
Big following.
That does come with the whole thing of a lot of people are just going to automatically take his side, which I think also doesn't help the situation because then Deji's like, well, I've got everyone against me now.
Yes. And he feels like he has to strike out against...
Because I remember when this was going down and everyone's like having a massive go saying you just keep your brother out or whatever, but it's like, yeah, but also you don't know the full story and KSI could have come in and caused the argument anyway and whatever. It's one of those things where it's like, one, we shouldn't be online in the first place, but two, it is. But there was so much going on. Because there was also the whole thing of like when Deji faced Jake, Deji wasn't doing anything, like he didn't train.
Yeah.
KSI tried to got him a trainer, Deji did nothing, didn't turn up, put in no effort. The amount of times Deji lost, and KSI would always blame him for it and be like, you didn't work hard enough, you didn't do whatever. And I think it just came to a point where they're just like, you're not on my side. This is getting too much.
broke and said, I feel like you just hate me.
Yeah.
I feel like you hate me and you're not trying to help. You're not trying to help.
Yeah.
Even though when KSI almost, I don't want to say has very high standards for himself and those around him, but he demands quite a high level
He does.
of performance.
Yep.
And when that performance isn't met by Deji for whatever reason, JJ doesn't seem like it doesn't compute for him.
Yeah.
He says it himself. He doesn't believe why someone wouldn't work hard for something that they want.
Yep.
And he says that again and again. He says he works hard for it because he wants it.
Yeah.
He wants to be good at boxing, so he works hard at being good at boxing. He wants to be a good musician, so he works hard with people who are good in the industry, people who can push him to that next level and to create better and better music. Which, to be fair, the recent KSI music has been quite amazing. So
been better than when he first came out.
Exactly, much better than the thing I opened this show with, Lamborghini.
Yes.
Much better than his older songs.
Yeah.
But let's touch on his boxing career just for a second, because because we keep mentioning it. It began with a man named Joe Weller, if you remember Joe Weller. He has a playful mock boxing fight with his friend Theo Baker, also known as Malfoy.
Yep. Whoever won that would go face KSI.
Yep, and KSI said in an Instagram comment, "Let me fight the winner. I'll fight the winner." Haha, jokingly.
Yes.
And of course, he's calling out Joe in this because obviously he's not going to go fight Theo.
It would have been really funny if he won.
If he, Theo Baker was in the recent Sidemen video as well.
Theo Baker now might stand a better chance because he's quite active now.
Maybe. Yeah. Malfoy versus KSI. No, what we're going to do is, JJ says, "Well, let me fight the winner," and of course, there's a call out to Joe. And goes, "Right, okay, let's set this thing up." They have a meeting. I want to say some kind of some YouTube conference or YouTube convention. Festival, things kick off during the day, and there's a fight conference at night hosted by the True Geordie, who makes several cameo appearances in this.
Yep.
Someone else strangely makes several cameo appearances in this that I didn't think would do was oh gosh, what's his name? Not Joe, not True. Keemstar. Keemstar's in this quite a bit.
Forgot he's in this.
He is.
Do you know what? I forgot he existed.
Got Keemstar?
Yeah.
Well, Keemstar. Killer Keem, as they call it.
God, what a snapshot.
Yeah, what a snapshot of YouTube during that time.
Jeez.
Right? What a snapshot of YouTube during that sort of era of the drama alert, of Keemstar. Because he's in this quite a bit.
He is.
They show his show, they show his desk, and he's like, "Let's get right into the news." He's just completely gossip merchant.
Yes.
But, however, they have a conference. There's a bit of pushing and shoving. The fight, JJ wins pretty soundly.
Yep.
Then he calls out Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls. He doesn't care.
Yep.
Logan and Jake try to swindle him into fighting their dad. I thought was quite a cowardly move. Then, Logan steps up and says, "Right, I'll take on you, and my brother can take on your brother."
Yeah.
Fair enough. They have a conference where Logan walks away during one of them, and the other one he blames True Geordie, and that's a whole separate thing.
Yes.
Because he doesn't think that True Geordie can commentate the fight because he's biased against KSI.
Biased, yes.
And then True Geordie completely slates him about twice. And says, "Look, everything you've said here is wrong."
Yeah.
And the entire Twitter goes to bat for him and says, True Geordie needs to commentate this fight because he's the guy for the job. No one will do it better. They get True Geordie back. By the way, True Geordie, I know he said some things in the past. I feel like as a fight commentator, he is pretty decent, especially because he knows what he's talking about, and he works with a lot of people in the fight industry. He gets to not only the first fight, which draws a lot of money, for a big white-collar boxing event, draws a lot of money, a lot of eyes.
Correct.
Who steps in, but Mr. Eddie Hearn himself, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn.
Yes.
10-ounce gloves, someone's getting knocked out in the fight, whatever he says. That whole line he was peddling that whole time. They do a rematch.
Yep.
Logan Paul 2. The first one ended by majority draw, didn't it?
Yes.
Which was a decision that was split the internet somewhat.
Yeah.
In fact, the Khabib and KSI saw on Logan said one majority draw, no one wins.
Yeah.
Then they have a rematch, which KSI wins.
Correct. But again, by decision.
Do they have another one after that, or is that my mistake?
I think that's it.
They've had two. Yeah, they had two.
Yeah.
And the second one was when it was Shannon Briggs behind
yes.
Logan and Vidal Riley behind KSI as he was for those past two fights.
And then they became friends.
Then they became friends, and they got a business together.
Yeah, we have.
They've got some kind of weird NFT thing going on, and then they've got
they went fishing together.
They've got Prime,
Yeah.
which we did try to procure for this episode. We couldn't find any.
Nope.
Unfortunately, it's a hot ticket item.
It is.
Obviously, and it comes in several flavors.
It does.
Orange flavor, green, white, blue,
Yep.
purple.
It's now
one that's red, white, and blue.
Yeah, it's now sponsors Arsenal
Sponsors, yep.
and UFC.
Amazing.
Yep.
Prime.
Yep. Good old Prime.
Logan Paul is in WWE now, doing
is.
buckshot lariats to Roman Reigns.
Some point, maybe we'll see a KSI appearance.
KSI appearance. You know, I'd like that. Put him in the crowd, give him a spot, give him a super kick, something like
why
that.
not?
I don't know.
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, KSI. You know, he'd fit that.
It's in England.
He'd fit that. Yeah, it's in England, sure thing. It's in the O2.
Exactly.
Where KSI's performed many times.
Exactly.
Overall, I feel like KSI's media sensation and meteoric rise has come from his work ethic and come from the fact that he says the name of his documentary, the last documentary he did, Can't Lose, where he believes that he cannot lose and he is always assured of victory through his hard work and through his determination.
Yeah.
Let's say his determination. Now, we know how successful, of course, KSI is.
Yes.
We're very aware of his success.
Yep.
But something that says that's holding him back is he believe that because he speaks about his ties to his girlfriend, or the fact he keeps his girlfriend quite private, and they've had issues over connectivity.
Yes. Yeah, because he mentions the fact that he's doing music, he's doing boxing, he's doing various different things.
Yeah.
One, doesn't really have much time, and also two, I believe he says that one thing she said to him was that he doesn't get interested by things anymore.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem as interested, which to him at the point was a surprise. And so I think he says he splits it off because he thinks it'd be better for her because he doesn't have time to give her what she would want or need in that relationship. Spoiler, at the end, they're back together again.
Yes.
But
this, of course, was over the course of a year.
It was a long time, it was.
The start of the filming, they tell you that he's on the Impulsive podcast, and Logan Paul is like, "Why is that guy?
Why's that guy
with
there?
The camera? Who's that guy there?" And Casey goes, "Oh no, he's cool. He's just following me around for this documentary. He's with me for a year and a month or whatnot."
Yep, and then it cuts to him getting ready for the O2 or something, and he's like, "Oh, I want to take you out of the set list." Not performing it at all. And at that point, they kind of get the gist of, okay, something's happened. And then the cameraman
asks him several times,
keeps asking him
about,
when are you going to perform? And he goes, I'll explain later. And literally right at the end of his performing, he goes, when are you performing you? And it's like, okay.
Okay, and he says, it's about his girlfriend.
Correct. And they split at that point, so he doesn't want to perform it anymore.
Yeah,
doesn't want to sing it.
And then Millions, there's also a song Millions as well, which is about his brother.
Yes.
Okay, so always seems to channel his. I find this with not of quite a few artists, but he channels his emotions and channels what he thinks through his mediums.
Yep.
Through boxing, his sort of frustration with Logan Paul's seeming monopoly on YouTube and Logan Paul's rise. I've seen that they're not quite similar, but they have their similarities.
Yeah.
And then he channels his more sensitive emotions through music.
Yeah.
And through creating songs for not only his girlfriend, his brother, there were themes behind songs like I don't know, Beerus or something like that.
Yeah.
Not only he likes Dragon Ball Z, but it's about something about his success complex being compared to a god complex.
Yes. But no, I mean, to be fair, the whole documentary kind of, because it goes for the whole year and it kind of splits up into different stuff, like again, music and boxing and the Deji drama and then his relationship and that breaking down, and you do very much see that pretty much roller, because also it goes into his parents and his family and how, also Deji lives at home, or at least lived at home, as though he sees his parents all the time, they have a good connection. KSI feels like he's on his own. He doesn't see his family much, doesn't talk to his family much. There's a part right near the end where KSI's moved into a new house and his dad comes over, which apparently pretty much according to KSI, his dad never really comes over on his own. It's normally, if he's going to come over, it's him and his mum. His dad comes over and you get that almost awkward to watch, but because it's so personal, the conversation between him and his dad, where it's like, oh, well, you know.
There was a point where he goes, I think he's looking at the chandelier, the lights or something, and his dad walks into the hallway, looks up and he goes, nice chandelier.
Yeah.
And KSI goes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you get the whole thing of like, his dad doesn't know what to say.
It's that pause where he goes, yeah.
It's like his dad doesn't know what to say, doesn't really know what to do. And then also then you get the whole thing of like his dad going, oh, well, was I a good parent? Or, you know, how do we like get a closer connection? And then it kind of is them having this serious conversation where you kind of sat there thinking, this is good to see, but also I feel like I shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it cuts to them doing a puzzle, because of course it does.
I noticed the puzzle first thing. First thing I noticed in the big house on this big dining table he's got like a 1,000-piece puzzle. I'm like, oh, he's doing a puzzle.
Yeah, well, I knew he was doing it because it's
The puzzle.
Yeah. Which one was it? There was a Sidemen video about a year ago now, probably.
Yeah.
Where they all pretended to be other people in the Sidemen, and I forgot who was JJ. Someone else was JJ, and we went to his house, and he just has this puzzle on the table. He's had it there for ages, and they were doing it. So I saw that, and I went, "Oh, it's a puzzle."
Nice.
I popped for the puzzle.
You pop for the puzzle.
Oh, it's a
I
puzzle.
like pop for the puzzle. You know what? I thought it's a long time since I've done an actual. It's a long time since I've done a puzzle.
It's been a while for me. It's a big one anyway, like a massive, like 1,000 whatever, 10,000 piece thing. Well, yeah.
I remember I used to go down to your nan's house, do a puzzle.
Yep.
Eat some custard or some rice pudding, and do a little bit of puzzling.
Yeah.
And now I guess the closest thing I do to puzzling now is like Lego, which is kind of like a puzzle, but I guess it's like a 3-piece puzzle with instructions.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3D, not a 3-piece, obviously a 3D piece puzzle with instructions, you know, and you finish and you build a ATTE.
Could be a 3-piece.
What, 3-piece Lego set?
Minifigure.
Oh yeah, minifigure.
Yeah, 3
pieces, I guess. Yeah, the head, the body, and the legs.
Yeah.
Technically, maybe it's more than that, but
You can probably get
probably
get like a tree, which is 3 pieces.
a helmet, or
Yeah.
or like the arms and the hands could be pieces. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess it comes with 3 base pieces. That's what you get. You don't attach the arms and the hands; they come attached to the torso anyway.
Yeah.
So it is the 3-piece minifigure, I guess. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, the KSI's documentary.
Yes.
Were you considering a real rating as you were watching?
Yeah. It's in my head I thought, right, we're probably going to have to rate this.
Yes.
But I was also like, I'm pretty sure before this, we've only done one documentary.
Yeah, I thought we don't do documentaries very often.
We did Bob Ross.
Yes.
That is it.
We did Bob Ross, Greed, something, and Lies, or whatever.
And that is it. And I'm like, rating a documentary is really hard.
It's hard because this
really
is someone's
hard.
personal story here. This is JJ Olatunji's personal
it's
story.
It's like you can't go, oh, this is a 5 because it's not interesting enough.
Yeah.
Because then that's talking bad about the person. So do you have to go for like how it's put forward, like how the story's told?
Yes, I feel like I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to go with how the story was conveyed. Again, it's getting a high rating.
It is good.
It is very good. And if this isn't an advertisement for anything, I don't know for it. I'm not sure what will be. So if you have Amazon Prime, please go and watch KSI in real life. It's good, and we will rate it probably pretty high for both of us. This is someone's personal story,
correct?
And I don't want to devalue it almost by saying, "Oh, I didn't like the bit where they showed the comparison of him and his brother shouting at each other. They showed the audio of the Christmas fight, stuff like that." I don't want to critique it for that or give it any criticism for that, even though there are things I would have maybe improved on, or maybe showing some of the relationships with his friends compared to relationships with his family. But you get a bit of that with Randolph in excess and the Sidemen, maybe a bit more of the Sidemen and the inclusion. I'm not sure. But this is a JJ focused thing. This is the KSI focused thing.
Correct. I enjoyed, and again, no, this the other issue of documentaries is, I'm going to give it probably about 7.5.
So I was going to go for an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
But I will give it an 8.5. I will raise it to a point and I'll give it an 8.5.
But this is the thing. If you don't watch YouTube, you're not going to like it. If you don't watch KSI, you're not going to like it.
Exactly, yeah.
Very much a specific thing of, to be fair, if you're going to watch it, Probably would have watched it already.
if you know who KSI is,
Yeah.
and you're curious,
Yeah.
and you've heard him on the radio, you've seen him on television, you've seen him on BBC Breakfast, you've seen him on ITV, whatever.
Yeah.
You've seen him on Gogglebox. He was on Gogglebox, wasn't he?
Yes, him and SX were.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
He was on Celebrity Gogglebox.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen him on something like that,
Yeah.
then just watch the documentary and just learn more about him.
Yep.
Learn more about one of his moments of his career and his relationship with his family.
Yeah. But no, it's very much a specific kind of like,
A specific personal
yeah.
story of JJ and his...
Yeah. And hey, if you like it, maybe go buy an album,
Mm.
get an
Listen
autograph.
To some songs, listen to some songs.
You know, sometimes you get an autograph every album.
Watch some Sidemen.
Watch some Sidemen. Drink some Prime.
Drink some Prime.
Watch some DAZN. That's his, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought he just worked with DAZN.
I think he's.
I don't think he owns DAZN.
No, I think he's part of it.
I think he's part of it. I think he's signed by DAZN
Yeah.
maybe because they have that X series.
Yeah.
Which is like their boxing kind of undercard
I
series.
originally thought it was DAZN, not DAZN. I read it as DAZN, as in someone's Daisy, as in they've been hit in the head too much for their.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
You thought it was a boxing related thing.
Yeah, not DAZN.
The zone, as in the zone,
Yeah.
like the impact zone.
Yeah.
The zone.
Yeah.
D zone. DAZN.
Yes, exactly.
That's how it's spelled.
That's why I thought it was DAZN.
Oh, Daisy.
Yeah.
Like it's Daisy. Daisy. No, it's the zone.
Yes, exactly.
And that's where KSI does his boxing matches.
Correct.
He's one against, was it Swarms?
Swarms.
And he fought a guy called Pineda, who
That's
just
the professional.
didn't fight very much.
Professional. Yeah.
Professional, yeah. Ran around the ring taking punches, falling over. Pratt falling like a banana slipping. However, he got a big reaction for the second fight when KSI fought someone else, didn't he?
When?
On the next, like he had an extra fight after Pineda. About a month later. Is that still to come?
I know he's fighting a guy from FaZe.
Yeah.
But that's coming up.
Maybe that's coming up.
Yeah.
But I think Pineda had another fight afterwards.
Because he was supposed to be fighting, I can't remember his name, who was supposed to be fighting a guy, an MMA fighter, and then he pulled out.
Right.
I forgot his name. I don't know him. He's from Bellator, I think.
Okay.
But then he pulled out, and then he was going to fight the FaZe guy, and I think that's either happened or it's coming up. And then who knows? Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul.
I don't think he's going to fight Jake Paul.
I feel like
Personally, if we're predicting it now, I don't think JJ's going to fight Jake Paul.
I think if he is going to, it needs to be sooner because Jake Paul keeps fighting better people, and KSI isn't.
KSI's not fighting at all.
I feel like Jake Paul's getting further away when KSI's trying to catch up, but Jake Paul's just still getting further and further away the longer it goes on. Yes, he just lost.
I feel like but one loss to Tommy Fury by decision isn't going to stop him. Like he got knocked out in the first round in the middle of the ring.
It's probably exactly. He's probably also got more.
He went the distance. Yeah. He fought along with him.
He's
got
rounds. Got that experience of fighting in that professional fight.
Yeah. One of the judges gave him more points.
Yes.
It's Jake Paul is getting to that again. He's getting to that fast level now where JJ's playing catch up.
Yeah.
He can't really play that for very long.
Yeah. Dylan Dennis. That's the guy who was going to face and he pulled out.
Wasn't Jake Paul going to fight Dylan Dennis at some point? Or already fought him?
He's not fought him. Jake Paul fought Tyrone Woodley.
He fought some MMA fighter, didn't he?
That's Tyrone Woodley.
Oh, yes.
He then fought Anderson Silva, which is another MMA fighter. He knocked out Tyrone Woodley, beat Silva by decision. And then KSI was going to face Dylan Dallas, who's another MMA fighter. He then pulled out, and then they had FaZe something. FaZe Rogue? I can't remember. It's one of them.
Okay. One of the FaZe boys.
And that's who's fighting. And then again, who knows from there? Is he going to face Woodley? Probably not. Is he going to face Jake Paul? That's
probably
the only
face
person.
Tommy Fury? Probably not.
No. I don't think so at this point.
I feel like maybe he needs to go the way of Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And just find something that is something easier to settle in.
And guy, Logan Paul I think was supposed to have a fight.
Was he?
But he got injured.
Oh, didn't he fight Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, so did Deji.
And actually went it's true.
Yeah. Again,
Logan actually went the distance with him, didn't he?
Both of them did.
Of course.
Well, I think Deji eventually got knocked out. Deji also gave Floyd a black eye.
Yeah.
And got a belt for it.
And then Logan just went the full distance with him. Yes. But he lost by decision, is that right?
Correct. But bearing in mind, Logan Paul is like
6 foot.
way massiver than Floyd.
Yeah. He's bigger than Deji as well. Logan Paul's like what, 6'1", 6'2"?
Deji is closer
like
to Floyd. Yeah.
And much heavier. He's got longer reach, and
He does. Yes.
good speed and good stamina. Logan's got the build for it.
He does.
Even being a WWE superstar, he's got the build for it.
Yeah.
And he's got the skills.
Yeah.
So even like, I don't. Logan Paul has this way of speaking. I don't want to say that irritates me. Logan Paul has this way of speaking where he sounds like he's trying to push you a product all the time.
Yeah.
Even though he is. He's trying to push you a boxing event. He's trying to push you a pay-per-view. He's trying to push you Prime.
Yeah.
He's trying to push you his NFT thing. He's trying to push you Vine or YouTube or whatever he used to be on. It's that level of like, it's Jake Paul's the same. Because I remember after he beat Deji in the first round of boxing, where there was a split decision between the two boys, KSI and Logan.
Yep.
Jake won his fight against Deji,
Correct.
got a little belt, and then was immediately plugging his clothing line during the post-match interview.
Yeah.
And True Geordie himself said in his podcast afterwards that he is amazed by the media career mind of the Paul brothers.
Yep.
In the fact that it's push, dot shop, buy this. Constantly, because that's the Americans, man. They just seem to, it's always business. It's always money on the mind.
Yeah.
However, that's our ratings for KSI
Correct.
in real life. But we have a weekly rec coming up.
Yes.
Courtesy of me.
It's yours.
Now, Corey,
Yes.
do you like KSI?
Yes.
Do you like his music?
It's pretty good.
Do you like Rick Ross?
Okay, I know where this is going.
Do you like Rick Ross?
Do you know what? I only know one Rick Ross song.
What's that?
It's the one you're probably going to mention right now.
What song is it?
It's Down Like That.
Yes, and I'm going to recommend KSI, Down Like That, for the weekly rec.
Yeah.
One of his biggest singles.
Yeah.
Maybe his biggest single.
I believe, did it debut against Logan? It was a boxing song.
Yes, a boxing song, yes.
It probably was Logan.
I got that knocked down.
Yeah.
There's the line, there's a line in it. Make it shut down.
Yeah.
Famous lines from KSI there. And of course, love a bit of Rick Ross. I'll tell you, two Rick Ross songs. Purple Lamborghini.
Oh, okay.
From Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with La Lamborghini, which is from KSI.
KSI's Lamborghini was also purple.
Yeah, exactly. It was, in fact. Maybe Rick Ross was singing about not the Joker's car, maybe singing about KSI's car.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Rick Ross, man. Shout out to you, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Hey. And of course, KSI. I'm going to recommend KSI's Down Like That. I'm going to give it, it's a good song. I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
Which I feel like is a solid and respectable.
Yep.
A solid and respectable rating for
Yeah.
KSI and Down Like That. Watch his documentary, KSI in real life. Listen to Down Like That.
Yep.
Drink some Prime,
Okay.
guys. Drink some Prime.
There you go.
But for now, it's a goodbye from me. Goodbye. And a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.